What's up, guys? This is Lucky. Welcome back, man. You noticed I didn't do my normal montage, and that's because we are going to shake it up. We're going to tweak it up a little bit. We're going to do something a little bit different than what I normally do. I have got a series of videos that I'm going to be doing on customizing your loadout for beginners, and I'm going to give you about 5 to 6 very unique loadouts. And this first one, I'm going to cover stealth. And the second one, I'm going to cover basically a medic. Then we'll do like a reconnaissance. And then we'll do a frontline assault. And I'm going to give you classes. And not only am I going to give you classes, but I'm also going to tell you that basically these skills that veterans use and are like the top most favorite skills in addition to that. Now, if you saw my last video, you guys know I love this game. I love this multiplayer. It's freaking amazing. And it is one of the things that makes it amazing is its depth, and the play styles are so balanced. The game is very balanced. That's what makes it work. And there's no right or wrong play style. It's about you finding the one that's most fun for you. So I kind of want to I came up with this idea for this series, kind of get your brain juices going, give you some ideas to start with, and you can tweak it up and shake it up however you like it. Also, I'm going to cover basically the best boosters to work with these classes and what my reasoning is behind each class. And I'm going to give you basically weapon damage and what kind of damage it's going to do for the weapons. Alright? Afterwards, after each video, I'm also going to point you in the direction of a tutorial for that particular weapon that was done by somebody who basically gives you ways, really advanced pro tips on how to use that weapon. So this series, which will come out, they'll come out all this coming week, is going to kickstart you in your life as Factions, man. So I'm excited. Let's get this freaking party started, and we're going to start with stealth. First of all, let's talk about the stealth loadout. Stealth is like the cornerstone of the single player campaign, and it's very much a cornerstone in Last of Us. Very first thing that you want to know with a stealth loadout, and what is probably one, if not the most popular skill for this game, even among veterans, is covert training 2 and 3. What covert training 2 and 3 will allow you to do is be invisible to people's listen mode. So as long as you are basically crouch walking, you will not show up on people's listen mode, and you're completely silent and invisible to those people. And that basically allows you to flank and to be stealthy and to sneak in for a shiv. In addition, you start each spawn with a shiv. Now, Covert Training 3 goes a step farther and says you can't even be marked. So other enemy players cannot mark you and give away your location to other players. So that basically gives you that much of a step further. So Covert Training is pretty much essential to any good stealth loadout. So we're going to start there with our first loadout, Covert Training 2. Okay? And let's talk a little bit about guns before I get started and go any farther. Okay? I'm going to usually go with the revolver. It's free, it's 1 loadout point. It's 3 shots to down somebody and 2 with a headshot. Basically, it's almost just as good as a semi-auto. It's incredibly effective at close range, it's good at medium range, and it's even good at long range. It is basically a semi-auto that is free, without the slight zoom in that you get from a semi-auto rifle. It is a great gun, and probably one of the most popular, if not the most popular, among veterans. For my large firearm, we're going to go with a bow. The bow is the most silent weapon in the game. It is 2 shots to down somebody with a bow, or 1 headshot. It's one of the few 1 headshot downs in this game. The bow and the hunting rifle will both down somebody in a single shot, and there is nothing more aggravating to an opposing player than being downed by a single shot. If you can master headshots with the bow or the hunting rifle, you will be a force to be reckoned with by any stretch of the imagination. The bow is a full 3 loadout points, but remember that it's completely silenced. And unlike other weapons, you cannot tell basically where those shots come from. Okay? So we're going to use that. To go with this, I want to flank, and I want to flank quickly. This loadout that I'm going to show you right here basically is what I call the Apache Warrior loadout, which allows you to crawl quickly, pop up, and get your enemies. So I'm going to use a skill called Agility, if I can find it, right here. It's a DLC perk, and at level 2, Agility 2 basically, you are completely impossible to hear while moving. So even while you're moving, people won't really be hearing you. It even improves basically your invisibility to listen mode even further, and you will walk, climb, and crouch extremely quickly. In fact, you will crouch walk almost as fast, if not as fast, as someone who is just straight up walking. It allows you to close the distance on people really quickly. So we're going to go with that as our second perk, and for our third perk, we are going to go with Sharp Ears, level 2. And Sharp Ears, what Sharp Ears allows you to do is allows you to listen more. It lets your meter regenerate faster and allows you to stay in listen mode longer, so you can find out where those people are, so you can set up your flanks. Level 2 basically, it's going to regenerate my meter 30% faster, and I'll be able to stay in listen mode 20% longer. And that gives me an excellent stealthy loadout I'm calling the Apache Warrior loadout. Another variation of this loadout, if you don't want to use the bow and you're not comfortable with the bow, you could forego the bow and go with another popular sidearm. Go with the Enforcer, which is also a DLC weapon, but a silenced Enforcer. It is also 3 loadout points, so it fits perfectly within our setup. It is basically 4 body shots a down, or 2 to 3 with headshots. Okay, and it is extremely good weapon to use. Now, at its base level, I am personally not a huge fan, but once you get this gun upgraded to the second level, it is ridiculously powerful. It has great aim. It's very accurate. It's got very little recoil, and it also, at the same time, fires wickedly fast. So this is a really powerful weapon for you to use in place of the bow if you're just more comfortable with that. As far as boosters go with the Apache Warrior loadout, I would probably go with the secondary weapon upgrade, large firearm upgrade. The bow is 400 parts to upgrade for level 1 and 800 parts to upgrade for level 2, which actually makes it much more expensive than some of the other weapons like the burst rifle or the hunting rifle, which are 300 and 600 respectively. So I would probably use my starting large firearm upgrade on the bow. But if you really wanted to be creative, you might also go with like the starting ammo multiplier, which would give you a few more arrows in your quill when you first start out with each single spawn. Alright, now let's go on to our second loadout, and we are going to do another covert loadout, basically another stealth loadout, but we're going to play this one a little bit differently. I'm going to skip a large firearm because I want to just completely perk out and go nuts, since the revolver is a handy, trusty weapon to use in any firefight. I'm going to just completely forego having a large firearm, having a purchasable, and I'm going to perk this baby out. Obviously, since this is stealth, I'm going to go with my Covert 2. We're going to do something a little bit crazy here. We are going to go with a Bomb Expert, which is one of the DLC skills, and at This basically allows your bombs to go off faster. So at level 1, they have a short fuse. Level 2, all your bombs have an even shorter fuse. But at level 3, basically, you are immune to the stun of your own smoke bomb. And any bombs that you throw have an extremely short fuse, so short that your enemies will not be able to get away from them when you throw them, okay? But being immune to the stun of your own smoke makes it ideal for shivving people in the front. I call this loadout affectionately the Joker loadout, because you are using your knife, and the Joker loves his knives and his little explosions. I'm also going to couple this, because I will be using lots of smoke bombs, with Explosion Expert. At level 1, it increases basically my smoke bomb radius by 20% and even makes my Molotovs more effective. I personally think it is like one of the better perks in the entire game. Although that said, a lot of veterans actually do frown on this, but don't buy into any of that jaded elitist bullshit. There is no one skill that's better or worse than the other, or takes more or less skill to use. Explosion Expert is an extremely powerful skill, and that's one of the reasons that it's hated so much. So I'm going to give it, basically I want my smoke bombs to be a little bit wider so I can be sure to catch my enemies in them. So I'm going to go with Explosion Expert 1. And then to round off this knife-happy, explosion-happy loadout called the Joker, I'm going to bring in another DLC perk called the Executioner. And the Executioner doubles your parts for shiv kills, and at level 2, I get 50% more parts for special execution, and if I craft a single shiv, basically I will get an extra shiv. Okay? So that allows me to, with Covert Training 2, to spawn in with a shiv, I craft one shiv, and then I've got 2 more. Which is giving me lots and lots of shiv kills, and I'm getting double parts for those shiv kills, making me an extremely dangerous player. Thus you have the Joker loadout. You'll want to play this slightly stealthy, but also very much in your face, giving you a completely different loadout and playstyle from the other previous covert loadout, which was the Apache Warrior. Smoke out! As far as a purchasable goes, or a one-use booster, I personally tend to like cheaper armor for this one. Cheaper armor reduces the cost of my armor. Because you only have a revolver, and it's only revolver that you have, basically, you will upgrade it very quickly. Plus you're getting double parts for shiv kills, so you'll be racking in the parts. You'll have all kinds of money to spend on armor. Using that one-use booster for cheaper armor, this is a great place to use it because you'll get to buy armor over and over and over and over again. Another potential candidate for this loadout, or for any pistol-only loadout, is also starting ammo multiplier, because that's one of the disadvantages actually of having a revolver-only loadout, is that you do have a tendency to run out of bullets, especially in your first few confrontations. And that is not a very good thing to happen at all. Have that starting ammo multiplier. It gives you a little bit of edge. It gives you a little bit of leeway that might just save your life. That's one. All right, guys, that's it. That wraps it up. There's 2 loadouts. There's the Apache Warrior loadout, which I will put a link in the description to a video I did that was full match using the Apache Warrior loadout, and then the Joker loadout. And you could probably expect a video coming sometime soon because I love that loadout. It's so much fun. It's a blast, man. Shout out obviously to the Reddit community, which has been fantastic basically in supporting a lot of these ideas and loadouts. They originate there and now they've spread through the community. Who knows? I don't even know where all these things, some of them are my originals, some of them are new. Also, you guys, if you want to be a master at the bow, there's a video that came out in this past week by Nick A30. That's Nick-A-30. He's a YouTuber. I'll put a link in the description to his bow tips and tricks video, but it is fantastic. If you want to learn to master the bow, he's the one you got to look out to, and this is a video I want you to check out. And that's all I got for right now. So the next one in this tutorial will be medics, and then we'll do recon, and then we will do frontline assault, man. Thank you guys for checking me out. This is Lucky. Peace.
Hey, look, Firefly, watch yourself.